I think that allowing for the book being, after all, a parody, something like 1984 could actually happen. This is the direction the world is going in at the present time. In our world, there will be no emotions except fear, rage, triumph, and self-abasement. The sex instinct will be eradicated. We shall abolish the orgasm. There will be no loyalty except loyalty to the party. But always there will be the intoxication of power. Always, at every moment, there will be the thrill of victory, the sensation of trampling on an enemy who is helpless. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. The moral to be drawn from this dangerous nightmare situation is a simple one. Don't let it happen. It depends on you.
What's going on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my channel on this Wednesday. This is Breaking the Narrative, and I'm here with my good friend, the awesome, the amazing, the very lovely Melonie Mac. How's it going, Melanie?
Yay! I'm doing great. I'm excited to be back. It seems like a while since I've talked to you.
I know. It seems like a minute. There's always things happening in the world, and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell's going on now? It's always something. How are you? Are you staying hydrated?
I'm doing well. I am staying hydrated.
Excellent. I got my water too. Here we go.
Go with that. Yeah, I mean, just like been back on the grind mostly since we talked last. I've started up my streams again because last time I was on, I believe I had a huge break from my streams. And so I brought those back again, especially with like Hogwarts Legacy dropping, and I streamed that a ton. I just got back from like a visit with family and stuff, so I'm getting back into the groove of things again, but in terms of bringing my streams back again. But yeah, other than that, just kind of the normal stuff.
Did you finish it yet? Hogwarts Legacy?
Not yet. I
haven't either.
I'm working on it. I'm playing on hard mode, so, and I'm also want to do all the side quests and stuff like that, so it's been keeping me busy.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Like I'm not playing it on hard mode, to be honest. I'm normal mode, right? But I mean, it's really easy. I kind of wish I had done it in hard mode now.
Yeah, because it is pretty easy, but even when it's on hard mode, it's hard for reasons that it's just like, you know, enemies are tougher to kill and stuff more so than actual. Because to me, when it comes to game difficulty, I like to see difficulty that is more than just that, more than just okay, it takes more to, you know, this enemy can just take more hits, you know.
Sure.
So to me, I think you're getting plenty of the experience on normal.
Yeah, it's the only thing that I'm kind of like a little bit, not, I wouldn't say disappointed, but it's like I feel like after a while, once you start actually getting into the game, and I'm not going to spoil any of the stuff for you because I'm sure you're at the place I'm at, but like it becomes a little too repetitive in a sense that, like, for example, like, you know, the little caves that you go to, they're like, they're on the map and they're like, oh, like this is a treasure cave, like go and discover this. And then you go and then you do a little puzzle thing to get into it. And every time I go to any of them, they're like giving like, oh, here's a -10 glove. And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't need this shit. Like, why am I doing this over and over again? And I have OCD, so I like feel like I have to do them all.
Yes, you want to do everything, but then it's not really adding that much purpose to the overall game or story. So yeah, I get it. I feel the same way. I think that For me, while I'm really enjoying the game and I think it's great, for me, it's definitely made from. It's definitely more accessible to a wider audience, and so because of that, it's not going to be as perfect as something like I would think Elden Ring is, for
Well,
example.
I haven't played Elden Ring, but for me,
Oh
like, it would
man,
be like
that's
the
so good.
equivalent of Witcher, like Witcher 3, because to me, that's like
Right, yeah, so
the
it doesn't
perfect game.
to me, it doesn't meet, like, Witcher 3 standards,
No.
but I think because this is, a lot of kids like Harry Potter
Kids.
too, for example, and I feel like that they wanted this to be accessible for kids too, so, it feels like a light version of, like, an Elden Ring or a Witcher 3, and
Yeah,
so,
it's
yeah.
funny though because like I'll go in and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go do this stupid like cave thing again. I bet you I'm gonna get like something really shitty, and then like it happens again and again, and I'm like, I mean, at least if they gave us like regular or like a different hat or something like that, like different styles,
Right.
because how you can change the styles, and I
Yeah.
love changing the outfits. I'm like, they
Uh-huh.
really geared this towards the women because they know we like changing the
Yep.
looks. I
Exactly.
love
There's
that.
plenty of that, so that is fun.
And I love how they kinda learned that from, like, Cyberpunk. Because when I played Cyberpunk, that was one of the games where I was like, I really liked how they had a lot of, like, different things you could wear, but you would
Mhm.
have the stats, like, the ugliest fucking outfit that you could possibly wear, and then all of a sudden it's like, like, you couldn't change the look to it,
Right.
and so they did it so that you don't have to, like, keep the ugly stat outfit. You
Yep.
could just, like, change it up with a gear, and I thought that was very, like, geared towards female players and female audiences. By the way, speaking of female audiences, first of all, we have Cecil in the house. Is this show
Hey.
gay? Guys, watch it. Look, everybody is welcome on this channel. I thank you for that, Cecil. But mainly, happy boob day, Melanie. It is
Yes.
National Women's Day, so happy boob day to you.
Happy boob and periods day, period having people
Yeah.
day. I
Menstruating
was just
people day.
I had a random thought and I didn't tweet it because I thought, well, some people might be grossed out by this, but I was just like, I wonder how many women got their period today on National Women's Day, like a reminder, like, oh,
Oh
really?
no, yeah, like oh yeah, right. And like freaking Aunt Flo like shows up on International Women's
Yeah,
Day.
like how
Thank
funny
God
would
that
that be?
wasn't for me,
It was
but
not me, thankfully.
you know
But
what's
yeah.
so weird, Melanie, is that I think that's one of the things that really pisses me off about the whole like that movement of what's going on, and like the idea that like whenever I see that picture where they're like men can menstruate too, I'm
Right.
like, "What?" Like, listen, okay, like
It's
that stuff
annoying.
really pisses me off because hitting puberty and going through like your period and just getting your period and like that whole thing that we go through every month,
Right.
one of the most painful, one of the most ridiculous things that women go through, and it's like all of a sudden it's like all these people are like, yeah, we get it too. Yeah, we go through
Ah.
that, and I'm like, no, you fucking don't.
I know, or if they're like, "Oh, well, trans women get cramps too," and blah blah blah. Well, it's not the same. Trust
No.
me. You
Yeah.
you cannot. And for the woke crowd who wants to talk about appropriation all the time, like you cannot appropriate a woman and what we actually go through.
Mhm.
There is no amount of pills they can take that are going to give them the true female experience. It's just never going to happen.
Like it's unfortunate that we have to kind of talk about that on International Women's Day.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like
And
we've come to
we're
a point.
called bigots.
I
That's
know.
what's so wild about it. Like, what has happened?
I know, it's freaking clown world, man. But you
Yeah.
know what? You know what's not clown world? All the amazing supporters in the chat right now, sending in chats
Yay.
to say hello to us, like Joseph here for $2, saying good evening to the lovely Nina and Melanie. So thank you so much for that, Joseph. And please, everybody, smash the like, share the stream, tell everyone the two, I don't know, boob people and menstruating people are speaking here on International Women's Day on very, very hardcore issues of our time, like April O'Neil.
The important stuff.
We're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about that. Bird Up is here for $5 saying, "Oh hell yeah, it's a Butter and Tomb Raider time."
Yay!
Have you ever done that? Like, have you ever played Tomb Raider while eating butter at the same time?
Ooh, I don't think I've done that yet.
I think you should.
I should.
I think that's your next video. I think you should like just grab a stick of butter.
Perfect.
And then you know what? Like that's the challenge, right? Playing the game with a stick of butter at the same time. So there you go. That's your video.
There we go.
Amazing content. You're welcome. The real Steven TV. Thank you for the $2. Yay! Hey, ladies, you look good, Melonie. You do look good. You look great.
Thank you so much. You look great, Nina.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. Andrew Rob is here for $5. Hey, ladies, always a pleasure to see you too. Thank you so much, Andrew. And we got Nick here, Nick Brown for $4.99. April O'Neil is not just April; she's the entire calendar with a side of cheese, fries, Diet Coke. Wow.
Not even diet. Like that's a whole regular Coke.
Yeah, that's definitely not keto.
Yeah.
Okay. We got Saga Nerd here, 1991 for $5. I'm actually watching the 2003 TMNT series right now, and it's my preferred version personally as a fan of the original Mirage comics. Interesting. That's very cool. I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I've seen the 2003 one. The last time I kind of really like dug into TMNT, I know it's terrible because I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I absolutely love the 90s movie.
Me too. The 90s movies, also the games. I'm more into like older school TMNT.
Yeah. I love Turtles in Time. Like that's like my favorite game ever. Like Turtles in Time. It's so good. Yeah. I love the old school movies. Grady Huckabee for $1.99. Glad to see you feeling better, Melonie.
Thank you, Grady. Yeah, so I had a minor cold. I'm still like fighting it a little bit because then I visited my family again. My brother caught 2 colds in a month, and so it's not been like all out. Like I haven't had like this all out aggressive cold, but it's just been like,
Girl, I know exactly how you feel because I was fighting a cold too. Literally at the same time you were fighting a cold, I was fighting a cold. And then I beat mine, but then my husband got it. So see, women are stronger. Like this is to show. It's International Women's Day, and I beat a cold, baby. Yeah.
Girl power.
Woo! Wolfsbane for $2. Melonie, what's your Hogwarts house?
Oh, it's Hufflepuff.
Yeah, Hufflepuff.
What are you, Nina?
Hufflepuff.
Oh yeah, love it.
See, we're meant
but I'm playing very chaotic. Like anytime I can be mean in the game, I'm being mean. So
okay. So here's the thing. That was the other thing that I had with this game because I was like, it's weird because I feel like I'm playing like a Slytherin, like, and I don't know if this is like the game's design.
That's what I've been doing.
It's so weird because most of the time, I mean, I'm not doing the dark magic thing. Like
I am.
Are you? Okay, I'm not. I'm not doing the dark magic, but for the most part, I'm like, why am I so like evil? Because I'll go around and I'll like rob everybody and then I'll sell them back the stuff I robbed from them.
That's what I do too. That's what I've been doing too. It's just more fun.
It's so much more fun. And then you're like, well, and I was making fun of it because I was like, this isn't like any other game, like in The Witcher or Skyrim or like any other games. If you steal somebody's stuff in front of them, they'll be like, the guards are here. Fuck you, you piece of shit. And like, everyone's just standing there looking at you.
Yeah, it's just it's funny.
Okay. It's kind of funny. Cecil says for $2, says, I like the new April Obese. She speaks to me. But that's the old you, Cecil. You're not obese anymore.
Cecil. Don't we seen those pics? We seen those guns.
You're not fat anymore, Cecil. You need to have a new perspective on life.
Obese April O'Neil is just going to make all of us just give up on our diets and healthy lifestyles. We're going to say, hey, it doesn't matter anymore. We don't have to aspire to be like these characters. We can just eat pizza and Cinnabons all day, every day now.
You know it. And I mean, Cecil, Dude, you really cleaned up your act, so I expect you to stop this. Stop this situation.
Stop it, Cecil. Stop it.
Also, Cecil, I can't wait till the next Jack show so I can see your new girlfriend because she seems like a spitfire, a little very spicy girl. Very excited to meet her next time. Okay, let's get into this. Let's get into these topics because we got a lot to talk about. First, we're going to talk about this whole April O'Neil situation. And I thought this headline was funny because, as always, I mean, we're the racist ones. Like, I mean, obviously.
For real.
Why Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fans are fighting over April O'Neil's ethnicity in the new movie. Played by Megan Fox in the live action movies. I like how she has to start this with this because that just adds like the extra excitement to April O'Neil. Like she was portrayed by Megan Fox. It's like, I mean, this character is so old. That, like,
I know, like she was already just iconic long before that.
100. April O'Neil received a significant makeover for the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot, in addition to being far less sexualized than Fox version. She's now portrayed as a black girl voiced by Bear actress Ayo Edgerton. Now, okay, now here's Ayo Ederberry. I hope I said her name right. Now, here's the thing. One of the things that really gets to me all the time, Melanie, is this situation about the less sexualized. And the idea that they keep bringing this whole thing up about like, well, why do you want her to be skinny and good looking? Because you can't whack it to her anymore. Like you can't whack off to her. Why do you want her to be good looking? Like, I just feel like a lot of people say that all the time, like that side. They're always kind of like asking that questions like, oh, you don't like her because you're racist and you don't like black people, whatever it is that they want to claim, or you can't whack it to her anymore. And this has happened several times now. Like it happened with Lola Bunny, or I think her name is Lola Bunny.
Yeah, they do this all the time with characters. They've done this with Lara Croft, people complaining about her physical changes, all this kind of stuff. And it's just like they have no argument. They have no leg to stand on with the argument. And so they just like revert to these same, oh, let's pull these insults out of a hat. They're telling me this, like, I'm a straight woman. Okay. Like, I'm not whacking it to April O'Neil, but I like, believe it or not, straight women also like to look at beautiful things, beautiful people. I mean, this is just common sense. I mean, look at even like the Kardashians, for example. There's a reason why they have fame, and they're famous among women and a lot of straight women. And it's not for any of those reasons because, oh, they think they're beautiful and that's how they got famous, is literally just based off their looks. So it's just like people admire beauty, and there's nothing wrong with April O'Neil, who's a character who was created to be a beautiful woman, with wanting her to stay beautiful. I don't understand why Hollywood hates beauty all of a sudden.
I know it's such a crazy thing, and like I also think the same things as you do, but just to add on to what you're saying, I think it's interesting and fascinating because we're at a time right now when we're talking about, for example, what's going on with International Women's Day, and like the idea that they're killing femininity in its kind of like pure sense, but also masculinity, because there's a lot of, men that don't look like, the optimum men anymore. They kind of look like old Cecil, they want to project that the old Cecil look onto these men as well. And it's just the idea to me is really interesting, because even Jane brought this up, to either have them look as comic accurate as possible, but when you have a situation like this where the creators clearly didn't agree on the original look of what she was supposed to look like, I think it's better to, as a business model, go with what is more accepted / beloved by the fandom, which in this case, it's kind of like the 90s animated redheaded, that white girl look. Like, even if you like, that's just what I think. I think it's a
Yeah.
business model. It's just better to make sense to go with something that the majority of people like versus,
Yep.
the a minority of people in this case. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you like, my problem with this situation has been like you, if you're gonna race swap her, why are you making her ugly? Like, I don't
Exactly.
understand.
And I made that tweet. Oh my gosh, I got so much backlash for that tweet. But when I showed like a fan art that someone made, because then they want to argue, okay, well, she's a kid now. All of a sudden they want to make her younger now. Well, just because
Mhm.
she's a kid, you can make her a cute kid, a kid that looks like she can grow up into being that beautiful grown version of herself, but
Mhm.
they purposefully made her ugly. Like they just
Mhm.
purposefully did that, and you can't it's undeniable. So if they want to race swap her, I think people would have gotten over it just fine if they still made her cute and if they still made her pretty.
Mhm.
Then it would have been a lot easier to get past that, because that is April O'Neil's like defining characteristic, was that
Mhm.
she was hyper beautiful, and like the turtles, everybody found her beautiful. And it was like the dichotomy of, here are these sewer turtle mutant creatures and
Mhm.
this gorgeous woman that's hanging out with them. That
Mhm.
was what was so neat about their dynamic.
And the gorgeous woman is seeing through the
Yes.
turtle, like the turtle shell, like it's seeing
Yes.
through it's kind of like the age-old tale of the Beauty and the Beast kind of
Yep.
thing. Like you got these mutant turtles, and she's seeing through the ugliness of these mutant turtles and seeing what's beneath, which is these really nice people. Like these are nice. I wouldn't say human beings. These are nice
Yeah.
mutants, who are doing good for the society, and that's what
Mhm.
she wants to kind of bring out into light, so that people aren't scared of them anymore, and they want to understand who they are. Like, just because
Right.
just because they're turtles and they live in the sewer doesn't mean they're gonna kill you or something.
Exactly.
But this article goes on to talk about the fact that the Fox version, she's portrayed as okay. So the casting has attracted a familiar brand of petty racist backlash, along with the unexpectedly deep dive into April O'Neil's depiction in the early TMNT canon, which, I mean, she goes on to like talk about like this guy's tweet and stuff like that. But we're
Mhm.
not going to go through this because we don't really need to. We all know the drill. But basically, other people have gone into it, namely Eric July, who kind of went into her origins, whether she was white, black,
Mhm.
mixed, the whole thing. And he's in a freaking Twitter fight now over this whole thing with what's his name?
Angry Joe.
Angry Joe.
Dude,
That's right.
Angry Joe put me in his tweet too.
Oh,
And
no.
I'm also like, what's astonishing about that to me is I've met Angry Joe multiple times, right? And
Like IRL?
yes, we were friends.
Oh
And
my
so
god.
it wasn't until like fairly recent that he just threw me under the bus over some take similar to this. I don't remember what take it was, but it was similar to like this kind of thing. Um, and he just like snapped at me in my replies and unfollowed me. And I was like, okay, that was weird.
Wow.
And so then I unfollowed him because I was like, well, he unfollowed me. I guess I'll unfollow him. But I don't understand because like I've like 3 different times we've been on different campaigns together, like The Witcher. We went to Poland for the Witcher campaign, like before The Witcher 3 dropped.
Mhm.
Um and then another thing for Twitch. So I've seen him at events, but this just goes to show just how a lot of the content creator industry is, especially in gaming and in the streamer space and all that. People will throw their friends under the bus for any amount of little clout they think they can get. And this
That's
is why
unreal.
it is. And that's why it's so hard to trust people in that gaming streamer space. I think that those who are in the fellowship, we've all been canceled to some degree and all that.
Mhm.
Like, we've proven that we're not a part of that. But in terms of everybody who's accepted by the mainstream and who's all that,
Mhm.
the amount you can actually trust it's hard to gauge that, because a lot of them will throw you under the bus for any amount of clout they can get.
Well, and speaking of content creators that throw people under the bus, I mean, your tweet set off a bunch of people, not just Angry Ho.
Yeah.
We had discount Angry Ho coming in your mentions too. Mr. Andy Signor, who decided to chime in by mocking your faith, of all things.
Yes.
He decided to take it there. So this is what he had to say. Amen, Melanie Mac. Was it Proverbs 14:21 or what is this? Colossians?
Mhm.
3:12 that said, "Whoever dwells in the shelter of the KFC too long will be denied entry by the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, April O'Neil will only be beautiful beautiful if she's young and skinny. God doesn't promote this." And then he proceeded to post these two tweets, which are
Yeah. They're
completely
completely
separate tweets.
My tweet about being called a phobe was about because it's been circulating all over social media that I'm a transphobe now all of a sudden, and I'm just like,
Oh my
okay, well,
God.
that's what sparked my tweet. Is it's just like, well, I don't care who calls me a transphobe. Like, I
You mean
believe
this
in the
one?
Bible. Yeah, that's what
Mhm.
sparked that tweet, was that everyone calling me a transphobe, and it's just like, well, if me sticking to my beliefs and believing in the Bible makes me a transphobe, okay, whatever. I'm not going to compromise on my faith. But for
Mhm.
him to connect these two tweets is just,
It's very disingenuous
it
because
is.
and that's what I said to him too, like because I called him out on this and I was like, it's
Mhm.
very
I
disingenuous to do
appreciate that
something
too.
like that. Oh, no worries. But it like I do that kind of thing because like whenever I see stuff like that, it actually bothers me. And I'm like,
Right.
if you even trying to make a point, Andy, like I'm sure if you're watching this, Andy, I'm speaking genuinely to you. If you're trying to actually make a point about someone and you're calling someone out on not doing the right thing, so you're calling out basically her virtue, then you might want to be that, practice that yourself. So when you're doing
Mhm.
something like this, you come off as extremely disingenuous to your own very point, because you're basically trying to paint another picture than what is the accurate thing. And he wrote, continued, "For those of you who are misunderstanding my clear sarcasm of mocking her, I wasn't agreeing with her. I'm saying God wouldn't promote the hate Melanie Mac is supposedly preaching. She should study the two scriptures I actually quoted. They could teach her a lot." And now
And
my
it's
thing.
like, what does the Bible say against criticizing a drawing? So I can't criticize a drawing. One thing you'll notice with me is I never put people on blast individually. It's just out. That's one reason why I haven't made any big responses about Angry Joe, this or that.
Mhm.
It's just I can't bring myself to do that. I don't even think it's wrong always when other people do that, but
Mhm.
I just have a hard time with it. And so that's a fine line for me. And whenever I do talk about a person individually, I'm talking about what they said that I disagreed with rather than coming at them
Mhm.
as a person. So yeah, it's definitely odd when someone will come at me like that, take me out of context, call me a bad Christian because I am criticizing a drawing.
Mhm. And you know what's interesting to me is that because this is what really the culture war is about. It's not that so much that you're criticizing a drawing. I think it's a lot more deeper than that.
Right.
What we're criticizing here is the continued battle
Yeah.
against health, femininity,
Hmm.
race. Because I mean, if I was a black woman and if I was a black girl and they drew April O'Neil, they're like, here's the first black April O'Neil that you're gonna get. This is it, guys. I'd be like, what the actual fuck? Like, why does she look like that and not like this, not like this cute version?
Right. If
So
anyone told me in any case, oh, okay, here you go, you're getting representation. Here's a character that you can identify with, and they made her ugly, I would be insulted.
mhm, exactly. So even your own, like, to the point of the progressives,
Right.
what you're doing is kind of counterintuitive to your fucking point. And that's what
Yes.
we're fighting here, is that we're not just arguing over a drawing. Oh, like, oh, she's not cute enough or whatever. Like, no, she
This is
is
an
genuinely
established
this.
character too. A brand
Yeah.
new, if they want to make this ugly character, a brand new character for a brand new franchise, I couldn't give a crap. Like, good, do what you want.
Go ahead,
But
go
this
for it.
is
I
an
mean, I would still make
existing
fun
character.
of it. I would make fun of it. I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, here's another uglified black character. Like, 'cause
Right.
that's what they keep doing. And it's racist. It's racist to do that.
And he said in that tweet, he mentions KFC. It's like,
Oh,
is that a microaggression they call it?
I didn't even catch that, girl. Holy
KFC
shit.
talking about a fat black girl and mentions KFC.
He
Like,
brought fried chicken into this. He brought fried chicken into this.
he did that.
I don't know what to say. Andrew Robb, thank you for the $2. I definitely prefer the yellow jumpsuit. April, see, you and a lot of people. You and a lot of people. Deranged lunatic aka DL for $1.99. Melanie, can you please play your ASMR? It's a real hoot.
Maybe I'll have to make a part 2. Okay. I don't know if you saw that.
I think I did.
Yeah.
When you were doing oh my God. Yeah. That was great. That was great. I like that a lot. You should definitely do another one. Christian Rocker, thank you for the $4.99. Hey Melanie, just recently started watching you and you have been a breath of fresh air. You and your Discord have been a blessing. God bless.
Thank you. God bless you too.
That's nice. And I really like your icon there, Christian Rocker. It's very cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
That's funky. Cecil says, thank you for the 2, says April obese could fit down that
probably couldn't fit down
I think you mean couldn't. It's not gonna
it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna fit. It's not gonna fit. I know you hear that a lot, Cecil, that it's not gonna fit, but you know. Push-ups 23:45 for 2. Mel's favorite Bible passage, Luke 15:23. I don't know what that is.
Let me check that real quick because off the top of my head, I don't. It says bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. Hey, you know what? That's definitely got to be up there for me. Yeah, that's I love it.
That's great. That's great. Then we got Before Movies Sucked for $10. Thank you. Says April's going to be fighting the Sugarfoot Clan. My her mid-20s. Bro, she has the Sugarfoot in this. Like she looks like she has it. It doesn't look good. I'm like, oh my God. By the way, I was just like randomly looking for April O'Neil pictures for the icon, and I actually ran into another one that was like, here's my fan art about like April O'Neil, like a black version. I was like, look how cute this one is. Like,
oh yeah, that's very cute.
Like it's like
I love it.
Why can't you have cute characters?
She's adorable.
Like
I love the freckles.
Yeah, she's got the little freckles and stuff, and she's cute. You know, I would be fine with something like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing is they want to just have the shield of, oh, you just don't like black people. It's like, come on now. We weren't born yesterday. We all know they made her ugly on purpose, and race has nothing to do with that. It's just they made her ugly. And then people ask me in the comments, well, what makes her ugly then? Like trying to get you in a gotcha moment. Like, I ain't gonna say it. And I said, she's fat and manly looking.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm just gonna be honest about it. You're already canceling me anyway.
I mean, for me, it's like this. That's why I'm kind of like, I'm with you on I don't really care about the race swap at this point.
Yeah.
You know, and like some people have called me out on it because they're like, why don't you care about the race swap? You should care about the race swap. Only Eric July has the balls to call out the race swap. And I'm like, yeah, well, like last time I checked, I didn't have balls. So that was one thing. But the other thing is, that's his fight. Like he wants to pick up that mantle and he wants to do the race thing. Go for it. My problem is mostly with the body positivity movement and how I feel like that's a big psyop right now. And they're trying to make it so that young kids, because this is clearly geared towards young children. This animation style and everything about it is clearly geared towards young kids. They want to make it that, hey, the girl in this, that's what she looks like, and that's
Right.
okay, and that's not okay to me. It's not
Right.
okay for young kids to think that that's an okay look.
Exactly.
And, you know I get a lot of bullshit about that too, like, meaning, "Oh, like, what if it's genetics? What if it's this? What if it's that?" And, I understand that
Mhm.
because there is that aspect to it, but in our reality, that is a minority issue now, because
Right.
in the United States especially, we know obesity has taken over.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
skyrocketed. So at this point, we know what is happening, and that to deny what is happening is just plain ignorance, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play any part of that.
Mhm.
Here we go. A couple more super chats here. Aaron Williams, thank you for the $5. These critics are projecting. They constantly think of race and sex, therefore they assume we are also. You're so right, Aaron. You're so right, especially with regards to, well, actually both of them, but like for me, especially with regards to the sex thing, because it really creeps me out when people are like, "Oh, so like you can't whack it to them anymore or whatever," and I'm like, who is doing that?
I
Like,
know. It's like, well, I wasn't before.
like, I mean, okay, like, to be perfectly honest, like, when I was a kid, I did have a crush on a cartoon character.
Mhm.
His name was Tuxedo Mask, and I freaking
Oh,
loved him. Okay,
yeah.
like,
I mean,
I
us
mean,
girls,
come
we
on,
all loved him.
girl. I know, like, I mean, I had a crush on Sashomaru for a while. Like, I was young. You're young.
Oh,
You're like
yeah.
whatever. But when you pass a certain age, I feel like that becomes kind of weird,
Mhm.
Like, I'm
Right.
well in
Well,
my 30s. I don't really find Sashomaru hot anymore, or
yeah. Well,
or
I mean, my
Tuxedo
thing,
Mask.
admittedly, I will find certain anime characters hot or something, but it's just
Mhm.
at a very like surface level type thing.
Mm,
It's just like, oh, they're appealing to look at, and you imagine what they would be like in real life, but it only
sure.
goes for like, hey, these are pretty pictures I'm looking at.
Mhm.
It doesn't go like to actually take it beyond that. Most people aren't. It's just
Yeah.
weird.
I think it's weird, and maybe it's like that weird kinda like hentai culture that's taken over too. Like, I don't
Right.
know. I don't know what to blame at this point, but I just don't think that a lot of people are whacking it to cartoon characters, especially like
Most people aren't.
regular cartoon
Yes.
characters like, Lola Bunny,
Right.
it's just weird to me, that's
Usually in
an
those
issue.
cases, it's a lot of like like boys who are just going through puberty, and that's
Mhm.
how they're, you know, that's
That
what
age
they're
group.
at that age. And so it's
Mhm.
just like, that's an entirely different story. Most of these guys who are in their 30s and 40s aren't doing that.
Mm-mm. Oh, I fucking sure hope not, because
Yeah.
if they are, they're weird. If you're doing that, I'm sorry, but you're weird, and yes, that is a kink shame.
And
I'm not
I'm
sorry.
I'm about that. I am about kink shaming, because when people started doing this whole don't kink shame thing, look
Mhm.
at where society has gotten to, where we're having drag performances in front of children now. At some
Mm.
point we do have to shame some kinks and let them keep that in private, because
Good
otherwise
point.
when this stuff gets too mainstream, it gets too weird.
Good point. I never really thought about it like that, but that is an
Mhm.
interesting point because, I remember when that whole thing came, like, why are you kink shaming? And it's like, well, I find it weird.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to shame you, but I think it's weird. Like when you hear certain things and it's just totally not in your zone, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, like I guess, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, there was one actually I saw the other day. Um, Here, let me bring that up. I know I'm jumping between topics, guys. I'm sorry. But there was one that I saw and I was like, "What the fuck?" And it was like this chick that was like, I'm sexually attracted to airplanes." Um,
Oh.
and I was like, "Wait, what?"
I
Cuz this
wonder
is
if she's friends with that girl who's attracted to, roller coasters.
oh my god. Or that dude that likes ashtrays and stuff. Well, that dude also likes sex dolls. Um,
Oh, man.
okay, here is this weirdo. Yes, I'm saying she's a weirdo, okay?
Yes, she
This is
is.
weird. This is
That is
weird
weird.
shit. And I don't care if
So
this
I
is
go
weird
on
shit.
vacation a lot. Oh my.
Yeah, this gives a whole new meaning to freaking the Mile High Club. Like, goddamn. So she goes, I'm a sexual relationship with airplanes, so I go on vacation a lot. She's riding an airplane here.
Oh gosh.
Her love of airplanes really took off. A woman in Germany has revealed that she's now in a sexual relationship with aircrafts, and she has taken 30 mini vacations in the last year just to share the skies with her soulmates. I just can't even believe that's a real paragraph in an actual like news place.
I know.
That is a paragraph that we're reading right now. Sarah Roto, 23, look how young she is too. So young. Claimed that after experiencing turbulence while trying to date fellow humans, she discovered true love while on her first ever flight on board a Boeing 737. Okay, I will say this. I kind of call bullshit on this because, I mean, I don't know what she means by like experiencing turbulence. Like, okay. She claimed after experiencing turbulence while trying to date fellow humans. Oh, okay. Like she means like it was a turbulent relationship. I thought she meant she fell in love with planes when she experienced turbulence. Cause I was like, that shit is freaky. Like, like you feel like you're gonna die. Like, I don't know what she's talking about. But going on, since then, Roto has met many planes, which she considers to be one of the collective being named Dickie. Like this person has delusions.
Yeah.
She added that she finds the wings of the plane are the sexiest part of the plane and size doesn't matter. Cecil, you might want to hit her up. Just saying.
Somebody fix this woman.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She is too young to be this jaded. That's all I know. To be replacing dudes with airplanes, she is way too young to be that kind of jaded.
Would you say this is like clearly like daddy issues? Because
yeah, you know that's probably it then.
It has
to be. It can't be significant other issues. Not at that age, just too young. That has to be daddy issues. Or just some like deeply rooted like wanting attention for being different, so the making up a new sexuality type thing. I don't know. Something's wrong here though, because this is not normal.
This is gonna get even better. I currently own 3 large models, but I also have many small models, over 60 in total, and they are custom made. The frequent flyer told Need to Know online. Many are from airlines and travel agencies with large models measuring between 49 and 63 inches long. Wow. Okay. Roto, who said she spent nearly 4,267 on a model airplanes, revealed that she identifies as Objectum sexual.
Oh my.
So here we go. We got new terms already, Melanie. We got new terms.
Wow.
It sounds like a fucking Harry Potter spell. Objectum sexual.
It does.
Objectum sexualis. Like, fuck me. Like, what the fuck is going on with this world? Also known as objectophilia. This particular love match occurs when individuals develop strong or romantic feelings for specific inanimate objects. Does that mean like every fat person's in love with a fridge?
Right. You know, at some point, I think that, you know, they try to make all these medical terms and all these things for that. But at some point, it's just a deep-seated need for attention and to be different. I think at some point, we just got to just acknowledge things for exactly what they are, especially in a time where people are putting their mental illnesses in their social media bios and bragging about it. At some point, it's like, oh, wait a minute, maybe some of this isn't actually a legit condition and more so a cry for attention.
or more so a kink.
Yeah.
And like a lot of it are just kinks, and it's just like people are taking this kink thing to like the next level, and it's like
they are.
This isn't normal. Like it's not a normal thing.
And it's like playing with fire, because when they start getting into certain kinks, then all of a sudden they need worse and weirder and weirder and weirder, and they get into these crazy stuff like this because whatever kink they initially got into wasn't enough, and now they've got to do something grosser. I don't know.
It's weird. See, that's the thing, right? It's always something, and that's the issue that I have with porn as well. I think a lot of this
Yes,
stuff starts with porn because then you have
it
like
does.
porn starts at like the very basic level, and
Mhm.
but then you want more and more. It's just like drugs too, right? Like you're like, oh, I
Right.
can't get this hit. Like, I need a bigger hit. And
Exactly.
well, here we are. This bitch is doing it with
Well, and the
fucking
thing
plain models.
is if they just, like people back in the day always did things, is where, okay, maybe look for someone to fall in love with and get your gratification that way out of love. And the physical element was just an extension of that, then you can be more satisfied than just looking into other things that are so vapid and empty, like porn
Mm-hmm.
and all these kink. And then that it's never enough, because nothing will be able to provide you with love like an actual companion will.
Yeah, like an actual human connection.
Yeah,
This plane is never gonna do that for you.
exactly.
Like this, like what
Oh
the fuck?
my.
And this is like the same thing as like those dudes that fall in love with like, and I mean fall in love like in
Right.
quotes because they're not in love with a fucking inanimate object, but they're like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna marry this fucking pillow. Like
Yeah.
what that one guy did. Like he's like the anime weirdo that's like, he went and married his body pillow or whatever. Like that was like the original kink dude. Like he's like, I
Right.
married my body pillow. And then everybody's like, wait, you can do that?
It's so funny, those body pillow weebs used to be like the epitome of weird, and now they're
Yeah.
considered a lot more normal compared to where things have gone.
Mhm. Yeah, this bitch was like, oh, you got a body pillow? Like, hold my fucking beer.
Right.
Hold my
Hold
beer,
my
bro.
airplane.
Yeah, hold my airplane peanuts. Oh, wow, Theo, wow, thank you so much for the
Woo!
50. I love my fridge and oven and microwave and the food that comes out of them. Maybe I just love the food. Oh, Theo, I understand that. I can understand that. I really
Food is
love
good.
chocolate. I really do. God, I just love chocolate.
My vice
Uh,
lately has been honey, because I do carnivore, but some
mhm.
people on carnivore, they consider honey carnivore. I'm one of those people. It comes from an animal, like it's bee vomit, essentially. Um, but I reintroduced honey into my diet to see if, okay, let's see if I get any negative effects from this, and I haven't. So that's just been,
Dude, I love honey. They sell that
yeah.
shit on the street here. I know that sounds really
Oh,
weird.
I love that good like farm fresh
Yeah.
honey.
Yeah, and we
Yes.
just bought like a jar of royal jelly because royal jelly is supposed to be really fucking good. That's the shit that the queen makes.
Oh,
Yeah, so get that shit, Melanie. That's like
okay.
so good for your health. If you can find like organic queen like the royal jelly, it's called.
Okay, I'll
It's
have to
good.
look into
It's
that.
good shit. It's good shit. But yeah, so this bitch, she loves planes. I'm proud to be objectum sexual. It's a wonderful sexuality. Bitch, that's not a thing. Well, I guess it is now. But, okay. Roto said the high profile cases of this particular fetish. There we go.
There we go.
Fetish.
That's what it is. It's a fetish.
And kink.
Yep.
Individuals in love with everything from a 1998 Chevrolet Monte Carlo to helium-filled balloons. Okay. I'm gonna say something here, which is gonna be like, okay. So now you're picking a side, Nina. But like the 1998 Chevrolet Monte Carlo, I could see why someone would be like cars in general. Because I
Mhm.
feel like cars in general was like this thing that men really loved, and also women. Like women love cars too. We have this kind of
Right.
like primal. I mean, I do anyway. Like especially like the vroom vroom, like that, the muscle car. It's a very
Right.
turn on. Like it turns you on. It vibrates. You're like, ooh, like this is exciting. Like but it's not. It's kind of alive in that sense. Like it's like it it's this weird thing that kind of gets you excited. So I can see why some people would be sexually aroused by especially classic
Man, I
cars.
think it was like
see that.
last year there was a Mustang commercial, I believe it was. And I
Mhm.
was just like, wow,
Ooh.
this is amazing. I don't know
Yeah.
what, there's just something about how they
It's
how
really
they did that
pretty.
commercial with the lights and like the angles and the sounds, just the engine, and I'm like, Oh my goodness, this is like getting my adrenaline going.
Girl, you know what's so
Yeah.
crazy is that the new what's it called? The new electric cars, they're installing, like Tesla's installing like the sound
Good.
in the thing. But no, that's bullshit because I'm like, they're like, oh, let's get rid of the fucking fuel cars and then install this sound so that we can pretend we still have the like the cool cars. But it's like, no, it's not the same fucking thing, and that's why you're installing it. So go back to the mall. Like go back to the other one. Hey, Caro, good to see you.
Hi.
Good to see you, girl. Oh my God, she's so nice. I really like Kara.
She's the sweetest.
She's awesome. Everybody sub to Kara. She's amazing. Okay, let's keep going. So this chick, however, read 11 the fact that she can't get any privacy with her lovers. God damn. The only sad thing is that I have I can't be alone with a real plane.
Well, get your pilot license and get a little plane.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? It's like, that's what you got to do is you got to make some money and then rent a private plane. Holy shit. Raider 03 for $100 just to send me a smiley face.
Raider is always so generous.
That is so generous, man. Thank you so much. And I really like your icon. It's a dragon on a cross. That's very really cool. I love it. I love it. You're going to want to stick around, Raider, because I have a really weird dragon person that we're going to talk about next.
Oh,
it's literally a dragon person. It's fucked up. I flew a lot last year to be with the Boeing as often possible as I could. I took about 30 flights and always combined it with city trip or vacation. Rodo said that she loves visiting new places with her high altitude Amor. With my love, I've traveled to Stockholm. You got Stockholm syndrome, girl.
Yeah.
Malmo, Copenhagen, Budapest, all these different places. Rodo said, listening to the destination rendezvous. Obviously, she takes like a long ass flight.
I hate long flights, and she's just there in heaven the whole time.
She's just like, this is my jam. The Tweaky Kid, thanks for the member message saying, thanks, ladies, and keep me company as long as I jog. You get it. You get healthy. Excellent. I love it. So that, oh my God, she's got a plain tattoo.
Hey, that's really good art though. Like that's good. At least she invested in a good artist, because that is impressive.
That's a pretty good tattoo. You know,
I'll give her that.
Sometimes, you know, I think like tattoos that get fucked up are some of the funniest things I've ever seen. But that's a pretty good one.
That's actually a good one. Can't even be mad at it.
I mean, I think it's a missed opportunity that she didn't do it like on, like she should have done this on the inside of her thigh. So
oh, there you go.
You know, so like it's going in. She shouldn't have done it on her hand. She should have done it on her thigh.
Yeah.
And then she would have been like, you know, I love you, plane. Oh God. That's Photoshop. Is it though? Maybe it's a sticker.
It looks
I don't think so. It looks real because she's got the other tattoos here too. Oh, this poor person. I feel bad for her.
I know.
All right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. Let's go through some of these super chats because we still have to talk about a little bit more about Seth Rogen because he had some interesting things to say. 200 Watt Studios for $5. This Turtle comic and show have great catchphrases. Cowabunga! I can say this. We're mean, we're green. And now April is a new catchphrase. You gotta eat that. Oh God.
No more pizza for the turtles.
Oh, you're so funny. I love 200 Watt Studios. He always cracks me up. I still think that you and Russell Hall are like the same person. Here we go. Black Lives or Black Votes for $1.99. Thank you. Says, ladies and gents, I give you April Diabetes.
Diabetes.
I totally ruined that. I thought you were going for the obese thing. But
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Diabetes. There we go. Great. Andrew Brock for 10, thank you, says, I just realized something. The shredder is actually shredded. He's body positive, and he's white too, and that's why he's a villain. Oh wow.
That's true. Shredded
Dude.
white dude must be bad guy. Well, that's like in the Peter Pan live action, how they race swapped like Tinkerbell and Peter Pan himself, but Captain Hook gets to stay white. Of course.
Now hang on a minute there, Melanie. Now hang on to your racism, Melanie. Because the new live action Tinkerbell is half black, half Persian. I could finally see myself in her. I'm watching this movie.
You know, when I reacted to the trailer too, because I did like a video reaction of it, and I know a lot of people are, and rightfully so, hate to see race swaps and stuff, but to me, I can forgive it a lot more if they still keep them pretty or looking like the character somewhat. And so even though, while I do think it is a bit jarring to see Tinkerbell not be a blonde white character, she's still beautiful. So
she was just really cute. I'm so like, I was just glad and happy that they didn't like make her bald and like gave her a pretty dress. Like I was just like, thank God she looks cute. Like I'm fine with her as long as she looks cute, you know?
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
It's so funny too, because okay, let me ask you this. What's your favorite Peter Pan movie iteration?
Gosh, I just the old like Disney cartoon. I haven't seen any. I think I've seen one of the old live action ones, like really old. But I don't even remember that much of it. I just the classic cartoon.
Well, other than that, like the classic cartoon, that's my first one too. But I'm saying, like, other than that, what's your favorite?
I don't even know if I've seen that many. I think I saw one from like the 90s when I was a kid, if I remember correctly. But I think that's it. I just never really gotten into live action Disney.
Have you seen Hook?
I think that was it. I think that's the one I watched.
Okay, well, that's the one. That is the correct answer. You win.
Okay.
Well, no.
All right.
Well, but Hook, yes. Hook is the absolute best Peter Pan. Honestly, like I've watched other iterations of the movie, and I just feel like what the fuck is the point? Like Hook is the best one. Everybody in the chat agrees Hook is the best one. Like Hook with Robin Williams that's it. That's the one. Like just stop making any other ones. Like we don't need it. Everybody should just watch Hook.
Yeah.
Whether like no matter what era of life you live in, that it's still aged well. You can still watch it, and Hook is the best.
Man,
one.
This new one just looks like a bore fest. I couldn't even complain that much about the casting because I'm not invested enough. Like it just looks like
me too.
It looks awful.
It's just Jane told me that she's like half black, half Persian, and I was like, what? She's half Persian? Okay, great. I'm down. And it's so funny because I used to watch her actually in Blackish all the time. She's the older sister in Blackish, and Blackish used to be funny, but it's not funny anymore. Valkyria Winter, thanks for the 20. This plane thing is just weird. I love gaming. I love food. Doesn't mean I want to date them. Just messed up. I'm attracted to Melanie. If I could, I'll date her or someone like her. Not an object. I love your streams, both of you. Well, Valkyria, thank you so much. That is very sweet. Yeah, like just, dating someone like Melanie would be amazing because it's like, as long as you agree, on different things. And, you don't always have to agree on everything either, but
but if someone's good. Like, a hardcore atheist or something like that, they ain't gonna get along.
Sure, yeah, no, I don't think you can do that.
It's so funny on Drunk 3PO's show, because when I was on his show last, he said something about Bible breath as like a joke, because some people are annoyed with people who just have Bible breath, which is basically
what does that mean?
It just means like, hey, we got a Bible verse on the top of our head for a lot of different topics, or like we can't go a day without mentioning something. And I do have a case of the Bible breath. So I'm just like, if somebody hates Christianity a lot, they're not going to get along with me because like it is so important to me. I don't expect everybody to be a Christian that I'm friends with, but it's a part of my life. And so like, yeah, people.
It's funny because like that's why I think you and I get along so well, because I'm not a Christian and
Right.
but I'm no atheist either. You know,
Right.
I'm definitely like I believe in God. You know, like I actually do even think, you know, I do love Christ's teaching. I think
Right.
that those kind of things, that I take good things from every religion, and I think that like they all fit the puzzle. Like now I understand that you just kind of subscribe to the Christian model,
Right.
but I was born in Iran. I was raised Muslim, and so I read the Quran. Like, I can even pick good things from the Quran. I can take good things from the like Buddhism and the Torah, like all of it. I think that they all have the pieces of the puzzle that we need. In either case, whatever you ascribe to, I just think that it's better to ascribe to something and believe in something bigger than yourself, that rather than nothing. Like I feel like atheists, it's just, I feel like that would be so boring, like to live as an
It would
atheist. It's
be,
like,
yeah.
just wow, like that's it, like nothing, like there's nothing after this life. Like that's boring. That's really boring to
But
me.
I just you're really chill and you're really cool about it. And I know that, no matter what my beliefs are, but my faith and stuff like that, I know that you respect me as a person who believes
Absolutely.
the way I do, and I appreciate that. And just like this, and in that same way, like I like to have respect for people who have different views than I do as well. And that's where it's important to kind of like kind of draw the line with people, because when someone is just so forceful on something and they can't even associate with anybody unless they see this eye to eye with them on those things, I don't think that's right. I think that's, and I get backlash all the time from some people who say, how can you call yourself a Christian when you're friends with the simp cast girls or this or that?
Oh my
And
God,
it's
I see
just
that all
like,
the time.
I get that all the time, and it's just like, it's not even biblical for them to have a stance like that. Like,
Yeah,
we're
but
not
isn't
not supposed to hate people who disagree with us on everything. Like the Bible even says, I wish off the top of my head I remember the verse, but it's just like, when it comes to fellow other Christians, if someone is calling themselves a Christian and saying blasphemous things, then yeah, we're supposed to be on each other's case about that. Like, hey, wait a minute, take them aside, talk to them about it. But when it comes to people who aren't claiming to be Christians, non-believers, all that kind of stuff, we can't be acting like that with them, nor are we told to in the Bible. That is God's job. That's not our job.
I was just gonna say, isn't that the whole thing about Christianity? Is like God is supposed to judge you, and like, judge not lest ye be judged. Like, it's like, isn't that the whole fucking point? Like, don't
It's like,
judge other people.
Don't be a hypocrite. Don't like. Also, we can't put Christian standards on people who aren't claiming to be Christians.
That's a pretty good outlook.
God gave us a choice.
Yeah.
So it's like, how bad I would be a bad Christian if I were to force that on them. Like,
I like that.
I like to share the light of the Lord and all that. I love to share that. And I love to see people come to Christianity. That's obviously something I want to see people in heaven, and that's how I feel. But it would be wrong of me, and it would be anti-Christian of me to be forceful and hateful to people for practicing the choice that God gave them to practice.
I mean, I agree with everything you just said. I agree with everything you just said. I just think, like, just let people be people. And that's the thing too. Like, that was my whole thing with the whole mandate situation. I was just like, can we just please stop forcing people to do whatever the fuck people want? Like, just stop forcing me. Like, just no. Not interested. Kara's saying, so when are the three of us gonna have a ladies game night?
Let's do this.
Can we do this? I think we need to do this.
Let's make it happen.
Can we talk? Okay, you know what, Kara, Melanie, we're gonna talk because we need to make this happen. Okay,
I would love that.
This is gonna happen. I've actually been thinking about that. I've been thinking about that, and I think Kara's like picking up on my wavelength of I want a game with you ladies. So it's gonna happen. We're gonna talk.
Perfect.
Okay, then we got push-ups, $23.45 for $2. Bring Melanie back for good news. She's been on before, but she's welcome to come back any fucking time. Like, anytime Melonie, you know you have an open invite to
Absolutely.
Infinite Hope. So if you ever want to come on, you just be like, hey, yo, can I come on today?
Awesome.
You just come on.
Will
Just come
do.
on. There we go. Then we got Brick Hardcastle for $5. It's been a minute, Brick. I haven't seen you. Nina, Mel, you both rock. Keep at it. Happy Ladies Day. Thank you, Brick.
Thank
That's
you.
really kind of you. Crash Mundo is here for $5. Shredder ain't white. He's Japanese. Don't take away our Asian characters from us.
They did that with Splinter. He's got an afro now.
I
He's a black
know.
rat. He's not a Japanese rat anymore.
He doesn't even have an afro. He has like some sort of weird afro mullet
Right?
thing. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is that? Like, it's not even a fucking afro. Like, you can't even decide what you're doing. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Then push-ups again for $2. Mel starting
Barkhang
Monastery
Monastery.
tomorrow. What is that?
That's a level in Tomb Raider 2. It is my favorite Tomb Raider level in the entire series.
Oh.
So you are in for a treat.
I can't believe you know like the
Push-ups.
level names, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at shit. Like, I can't remember shit all the time. My memory is just not great. Wolfsbane for $5, especially black women, 70% are obese, 90% in some areas. They weren't like this in the 90s. It's not good for their health to think that's okay. Wolfsbane, you and I are
That's true.
we're on the same freaking page, man. I'm very annoyed about it. 200 Watt Studios for 2. Do you think that German lady had a landing strip?
She probably does. Anything to make her think of an airplane.
I wanted to play something for 200 Watt Studios for this comment, but I don't even know what to play. I'm just gonna play this.
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
I don't
This is a late night stream after hours. Put your kids to bed. We're talking about airplanes.
Do you know where your children are? They better be in fucking bed. What is this? Amenenthi, thank you for the $2. Did the airplane say, I want to feel you inside me? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Wolfsbane for $5. How dare you attack my friend's weird Snape? Harry Potter, what?
Yaoi.
You fan fiction?
Yaoi is like boy on boy, I believe.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, Yaoi is boy on boy and Yuri is girl on girl.
That's right. How could I forget? That's right. Harry Potter Yaoi fan fiction that she tries to force me to read. I'm blinking twice, by the way. I need help. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Dude. I don't even know what to say to that. I'm left without speech. 200 Watt Studios for 2. Smaller model planes are for commuter flights. Jesus Christ. That is so wrong. That is so weird. Crash Mundo, thank you for the 10. Why are so many of the genders actually sexual orientation? Being gay, straight, or bi never had anything to do with gender.
Right.
Can anyone answer this? Because I've been wondering this for a long ass time. Yes, good point. Kryptonian Jedi for 5. Hey gals, do either of you plan on getting the game Sons of the Forest? As in Sunday Funday crew mentioned how cool it would be to play it with you two.
I haven't even heard of it.
It's like this survival horror game. It looks pretty. It looks pretty fun. I'm not the biggest fan of survival horror, but like I'll play it if you guys want to play. Like if that's what you want to play, then we'll play.
I mean, I'd be down if everybody wants.
Look it up and see if that's what you like. But I'm just not the biggest. Like I get really like motion sickness after I play like single player, like single view games for a while, you know?
Right.
But like I'll play. Like it's not like I don't have an aversion to it or anything. Like I'll play it. But if they want to play with us, Kryptonian Jedi, do you know like how many people it can handle? Because I think they already got like 4 people. I don't know how many people it can handle playing the game. Wolfsbane for 5. Men get nice cars because women like nice cars. This is true. Because men are hunters and the cars the bait. Oh, nice Porsche. Gotcha.
That's a good point. And
Those
like
would
a
be-
guy doesn't
Mhm.
have to have like a super expensive, like it doesn't have to be some insane Lamborghini or something like that, but just a nice, well taken care of car that's clean.
Mhm.
Yeah, that can take a guy a long way.
I agreed. Kara says, I'm a wimp. I don't know if I'll play it. It looks freaky. Like, I'm like, you're getting
Really?
like, yeah, you're getting like chased by like
Is it
cannibals.
kind of
and,
like phasmophobia or something?
it's a little bit less dark because it's like
Okay.
you're in an environment which goes from day to night and stuff like that,
Uh-huh.
but you're getting chased by like these cannibal creatures, and they have like these like there's one that as an X-ray girl were fighting the other day, and it was like this slingy monster, so it would do like a sling and it would just kept going and going, and they're trying to kill it for like 15 minutes, and it was really
I
funny.
want to play now.
Yeah. So it looks really fun. Like I was like,
Okay.
okay, I'll play this. But yeah, maybe we can play it all together. That'll be fun.
Okay,
Kara, you're
that
gonna
would
have
be
to
fun.
suck it up. We'll protect you, Kara.
We'll take
protect you.
care of you.
I would say grow a pair, but like on International Women's Day, I don't think that's a good thing.
No, please don't. Please.
Yeah, don't grow a pair, Kara. Don't grow a pair. Let's see. We got that one. Thank you for that. Well, Spain. Bird up for $2. Jason Isaac was excellent in a 2003 Peter Pan. That one wasn't bad either. That one wasn't bad, but Hook's still my favorite one. Grady Huckabee for $4.99. Question for Nina and Melanie: who's your favorite Ninja Turtle? Mine's Raphael because I'm a huge loner.
Same. I've always loved Raph ever since I was a little kid. I like the loner type characters, and I also like his fiery temper. There's just some. Lara Croft has like the same classic. Lara Croft has like that similar personality, loner with a fiery temper. I like it.
I think mine was always. I don't know. I kind of liked, I think the blue one. Which one was the blue one?
Leo.
Leo. I think Leo was my favorite.
Okay. I can see that.
Raphael always pissed me off because I was like,
he's kind of a jerk. So.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick, and he's always like, "I'm the leader," and I'm like, "Who made you the fucking leader? Get the fuck out of here!"
Raph.
I know. I know. I mean, I liked him too, but he wasn't my favorite.
He's like that just kind of that misunderstood, angsty a little bit. I feel like you can learn a lot about somebody's personality based on what Ninja Turtle they like. I used to ask people this on my stream all the time. I just ask who their favorite Ninja Turtle was because it would give me a better idea of their personality.
I don't know. Mine was a mix between the blue one and the orange.
That's what I was thinking. I thought you
Yeah.
would like because you give me some Michelangelo vibes because
Michelangelo,
yeah, because you're like you can be upbeat and fun and all that, but Leo is just like good, well-rounded. He's a good leader, a good team player. So yeah, I can see a mix.
Yeah,
there.
I think I'm a mix.
You're mixed.
I also really like the what's it called? I mean the teacher. I know that's not the answer, but
the t-shirt.
The teacher, the rat dude.
Splinter.
Yeah, Splinter. I freaking love that guy.
Splinter's great.
Because I was always like everyone was always like, oh, who do you like in Star Wars? And I was always like, I like Yoda. Like fucking Yoda's the best. Like he's like the Mr. Miyagi. Like I like the wise teacher type.
Okay.
So like
That's
that
cool.
that was always me. Like who's your favorite character? That was like I like Splinter. I like the wise
That's
dudes.
a good answer. I like that.
Dan Halen for $5. Happy International Biological Women's Day, ladies. Thank you. Thank you for that.
It's funny. Used to, I was thinking like, oh, we don't need. Well, what is this International Women's Day for? What do we need that for? And then now society has gotten so clown world that it's like maybe we kind of do need this day because we're being erased and hijacked by men all the time.
I know. It's like that. Like feminism fucking killed feminism, man. Because we can't even have our own day anymore. It's like
I know,
like trans women are women, and I'm like,
I was like, no, they're not. That's why that's why they call it. That's why they're trans. Like, and
but it's like, but people were like, like there was a couple, but like there was a congresswoman that was trying to make it like, oh, trans women should be part of the International Women's Day, and I was like, how about no?
Yeah.
Because they have a month. It's already called the fucking Pride Month.
Exactly.
Okay, like why can't we have a day? Like what the hell? It's like.
It's true.
They
But
already
even
have
then, like,
one.
if you're really thinking about it, the trans movement, like, dude, this is the most cancelable thing that people are gonna already call me a transphobe. I don't give a crap. But the trans agenda has hijacked everything. They've hijacked the LGBT movement because it's just they've completely taken over all that. That's to me a whole separate thing. Like was said earlier, sexuality and gender are not inherently connected. So the whole trans agenda should be its separate thing. The LGBT or the LGB people should have their thing, and the T should have their thing. It doesn't make sense why they're connected to me.
I think there's a group of gay people that kind of think that way.
Yeah.
And they're being canceled. But that's why I love the Dave Chappelle joke, because he always talks about that. He's like, when there's a car and then the L's and the G's and they were on all cars together and they're like, what? Why did we pull over for the T's? We shouldn't have let them in.
Right. And then like now it used to, it was just like, man, I get it with transgender people don't want to be relentlessly bullied or this, that, or the other, and they're just trying to live their life and mind their own business. Good, go. I understood that, but then once it started to get to where, oh, our bathrooms aren't safe, our our identities as women that it's biology, like where we're being hijacked, taken over, all this stuff. It's like, wait a minute, this just went so far beyond just, oh, we just want to live our lives and do our thing to now this. And so the people who are just trying to mind their own business, that's ruining it for them.
I saw a tweet the other day by Blair White, who I have great respect for, because there's certain trans people that I really respect. Blair White's one of them. Buck Angel's another one.
Yep.
And Blair was saying, the gay crowd and like basically the LGBTQ crowd had one thing to do: don't bring kids into it, and we couldn't do that. Like just that's it. Because everybody just wanted, like, everybody was kind of like, okay, yeah, we accept you. You do you. Go do whatever the hell you do want to do. Just leave the kids out of it. And they couldn't fucking do that. And that's why everybody has a problem. We're all like, man, why'd you have to bring kids into it?
And what's kind of upsetting me right now, though, speaking of Blair White, though, is like I've seen this woman on Twitter and I guess she's on TikTok too, and she is just relentlessly going after Blair White, and she's a Christian, and like, I have such a hard time with that, because it's like, okay, here's someone who, I'm a Christian, so this woman is a Christian, and I'm gonna like agree with her on a lot of things, but I don't necessarily agree with her approach and how she's handling this Blair White situation right now. She is just going so hard after Blair White and saying, you are misleading men into sin by making them lust over you. And to me, that goes against even what the Bible teaches, because the Bible teaches us to control ourselves. And if anything, the Bible says is, at the end of the day, while temptation exists, and it's going to exist in every facet of our lives every day, it's ultimately, if you sin, that's on you. So you can't blame Blair White for men sinning if they're lusting after Blair White. That's their problem, and they need to work on themselves. You can't just get mad at Blair White over that.
Right. You have to take personal responsibility. And that's actually like kind of a Muslim point of view. I know that sounds a little weird, but because that's kind of what Islam thinks with regards to women and how they should cover themselves up, because we talk about like virtue, right? And the reason that women cover themselves up in Islam is because they want to keep virtue, and they don't want to attract the eyes of men that are especially not related, you know what I mean, like you're not, because you don't wear it in front of your brother and people that are able to see you as you, because they don't have a sexual attraction towards you, but you have to wear it in front of other men that are can possibly have a sexual attraction towards you because you're protecting your virtue. Now, so like I think that's a very kind of like Islamic idea in a sense, because you're
It
saying
is.
men can't control
You're
themselves.
right. You're right.
Therefore, women have to cover up because men can't control themselves. And
Yeah.
it's like
And
men should be able to control themselves.
Exactly. I completely agree with you there. And so I feel like that aggression that she's having against Blair White, I just feel like it's wrong. Now I totally respect if she wants to say, oh, that she doesn't agree with transgender, all that kind of stuff. That's fair because it is against the Bible, all that. That's fair. And you know what? I personally think it's a sin too, but like this goes back to what I said earlier. You can't dictate every single person's life and tell everybody they have to live a Christian life if they're not a Christian.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm at, to where, okay, I follow Blair White. I have a lot of respect for Blair White. Do I think that being transgender is a sin according to the Bible? Yes. But dude, like every freaking people just shouldn't need my validation and shouldn't need me to be a proof of everything about their lifestyle. That's just how it is, and I shouldn't do that. Just likewise, just like I'm friends with some people who are having premarital sex. Like it's not my place to tell her, oh, you need to be waiting for marriage. Like that's not my place to do that. That's their lives.
Sure. Now this has been such an awesome conversation that we've kind of we've gone all over the place. So I'm going to bring it back to what the main topic was just for a moment here, because I wanted to go over the fact that Seth Rogen would like critics to know that the negative reviews hurt his Fifi.
Oh, poor guy.
His Fifi darker. Boo-hoo. I think if most critics knew how much it hurts the people that have made the things that they are writing about, they would second guess the way that they're writing these things. Now this is funny to me because like last week or the week before, the other dude, the Ant-Man Quantumania writer guy, he came out and said something similar because he was all like, I can't believe like Ant-Man's getting such bad reviews, like that really hurts. But then in the end of the article, he was kind of like, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing though. Like he was like, I've learned nothing. Basically, I've learned nothing from this. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. It's similar to Seth here because he's just basically kind of like making himself into a victim, which is something that he does really well. So he's made some great films. I mean, I don't know about that. Superbad was okay. Pineapple Express was great. Knocked Up, I don't like that movie. Everything else, shit. All these movies, like absolute freaking shit. But he's also made some. Let's see, where is his quote? There it is. I think if most critics knew how much it hurt the people that made these things that they are writing about, they would second guess the way that they write these things. Rogan said, it's devastating. I know people who never recover from it. Honestly, years, decades of being hurt by film reviews. It's very personal. It is devastating when you are being institutionally told that your personal expression was bad. That's something that people carry with them literally their entire lives. I get why why it fucking sucks.
This is cry bullying. This is a perfect example of cry bullying. It's putting himself in a victim position here so that he can try to manipulate people into, oh, be nicer because it hurts my feelings. Like, dude, this is what happens when you're making stuff for the public. It will be subject to criticism. We see this on YouTube all the time on our stuff. Like, it's a part of it. Is it always fun to see negative criticism? No. But it happens as part of the territory. And if you're going to get that butt hurt over it, then maybe it's not for you to do.
Dude, literally, like, it's so funny that you said that. Literally, like right before we were about to go live, I fucking posted a video, which I rarely ever do. I'm just gonna show you this because this is just real quick. We're going to go back to this. But I posted a video, which by the way is about like the trans issue, like what we were talking about before, because there's a civil war going on at the New York Times regarding trans issues. You guys should watch my video after this. It's fucking amazing. Melanie, you'll love the video. But like I literally posted this on Twitter, right? And this dude commented, "Fuck off, fivehead. Don't want to hear about civil war unless your useless ass is actually fighting in one. Your curls are a bad look, by the way."
What the crap? Your curls are amazing.
Literally, like 2 seconds after I posted this video, like the tweet about the video, that was my first comment. And I was like, first of all, go fuck yourself, dude, because I blocked him because I was like, no, I don't need this like in my life. But it's like, yeah, we get shit all the time. It's not like I'm gonna quit my job now. Like I'm not gonna think about this dude after what we just discussed. You know what I mean? Like he's not gonna live rent free in my head. But apparently, like Seth is such a little bitch that everybody lives rent free in his head. It's like, dude, why did you take this job then? Why did you become an actor? Because you would think that an actor is used to getting rejected all the time. It's part of your fucking job to feel rejection.
And I feel
that's a bad thing.
He loves to trigger fans of existing franchises like this. He knew exactly what he was doing with his involvement in the Mutant Mayhem. He knew the fans weren't gonna like it. Like he knew it. And so it's just like, come on, man. Don't try to play victim here, because if you actually cared about what people think, you would want to give them what they want to see. You wouldn't hijack somebody's beloved property and change it so drastically.
And he went on, though Rogan admittedly got bumped in the bad reviews for the Green Hornet, the 2011 superhero flick was a resounding dismiss by critics. Excuse me. He was at least able to find solace in what was his biggest box office opening. Did you ever see Green Hornet?
No, I didn't.
I actually watched it, and at the time, like, I didn't know anything about like this kind of stuff, and like I didn't hate that movie. Like everybody was kind of like, this movie sucks, because most people were like into the comics or whatever, but I didn't know anything about the comics, and I thought it was funny. Like I was like, okay, I thought it was okay, but apparently it bombed. Like everybody was like, we hate this movie, but I was like one of the only people that was like, all right. You know what I mean?
I don't even know if I've seen anything he's done. That's what's funny. I think I may have somehow avoided everything he's ever done.
If you want to watch something that he's done that's actually good, stick to Superbad or Pineapple Express. And Pineapple Express is only good if you're a pothead. Like if you're not a pothead, like you're not gonna get it. Like there's just certain things that you're just not gonna get about it.
Right.
So like I wouldn't even suggest Pineapple Express unless you're like you've done pot, or like, you know, at some point in your life you smoke weed and you know what it's about. Like you get pot humor, you know.
Right.
But with this one, with a Superbad though, Superbad is legit a great comedy. Like it is just a really good coming of age comedy, and it's, you know, it's when comedy was still funny. So it's definitely one of my favorite comedies. So I would definitely suggest that if you're ever going to watch a Seth Rogen movie, let that be the one.
Okay.
Superbad. I know I'm going to say something that people in the chat who's seen it. Yeah, McLovin, chicka, yeah. Okay. Anyways, we're going on. For Green Hornet, the reviews were coming out and it was pretty bad, Rogan said. People just kind of hated it. It seems like a thing people were taking joy in disliking a lot, but it opened to like 35 million, which was the biggest opening weekend I'd ever been associated with to that point. It did pretty well. That's what's nice sometimes. You can grasp for some sense of success at times. Rogan was able to dismiss the critics of the Green Hornet as him just falling victim to a big fancy thing and maybe being ahead of the superhero curve. But for something like the interview with which he co-directed with longtime collaborator Evan Goldberg, the negative reaction hit much closer to home. I think the interview was his one. Is that the one he did about North Korea? Let's see.
Oh, I think so.
Yes.
I forgot about
Yeah. I actually didn't watch that movie.
I
I
didn't
don't know if
watch
it was
it either,
good.
but I remember when it came out.
I remember like there was huge backlash about that movie.
Right, there
But I
was.
never watched it. Hey chat, did you guys like it? Okay. We already have the interview was awful. Okay. So I don't know if yeah, and that's the other thing, right? Like he's done a lot of stuff with James Franco, and then he threw James Franco under the bus. Like they were best friends, and then he was like, "You know what, dude? Go fuck yourself." Because
That
of all
does
that
not
shit.
surprise me. It's like what I was saying earlier about Angry Joe and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff is typical in the entertainment industry. People who are really obsessed with being famous,
Mhm.
they will yeah, you can't trust somebody who's very obsessed with being famous, you can never trust them. Like
Mm.
if they're just trying to climb that ladder, you can never trust them as a friend because they will throw you under the bus for any amount of clout.
This is true, Divina. There are no friends in
Yeah.
Hollywood. I mean, it's very, very fucking rare.
Same with
Um,
gaming industry. Yep.
yeah, content creator industry is like
Yeah.
is like kind of like that. Like,
It is.
I've been
It's like
around now for a while, so
yeah, within
uh,
the fellowship and like the canceled crowd, hey, I feel like we're a
we got
different
something
breed.
good here.
We're a
Yeah.
different breed. Yeah, we've already shown ourselves like too. You'll see also is our history and how we've been canceled and how we have stuck up for other canceled people.
Mhm,
We've demonstrated differently there, but apart from the fellowship there,
mhm.
I trust very, very, very few people outside of it.
I get why, dude. I get why.
Mhm.
So anyways, he goes to which he co-directed with the longtime collaborator, blah blah blah, starring Rogan and former close work friend James Franco. Yeah, former. The interview was mired in controversy over its depiction of North Korean, blah blah blah. So people were taking the joy in talking shit about the interview and questioning the types of people that would want to make a movie like that. Rogan said, while he considered Green Hornet more of a conceptual failure and not a creative one, the interview people treated us like that we creatively failed, which sucked much worse. Now the thing here is that there's definitely a difference between this backlash than the TMNT one,
Right.
because the interview was like actually an original story that
Yeah.
him and Franco came up with. Now that's why I guess he's saying that it was a creative kind of different, like it's just creatively it didn't work out.
Right.
But with this other one, he's just, I mean, he fucked up April O'Neil. So like I don't
Yeah.
think people are taking pleasure on shitting on it, because I think that people would love to see a good iteration of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the things that they love. So if it was a good iteration, they'd be like, "Yay, good job, Seth Rogen. You did a good job,"
Yeah.
They wouldn't shit on it.
When you're working on existing properties that have huge fan bases, especially going on as long as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has, then
Mhm.
you've got a lot more you're going to have a lot more criticism, a lot more eyes on you, and people are going to be a lot more critical, and that's just,
Mhm.
that's to be expected. And in this case here, well, what do you expect, dude, if you're going to make if you're going to treat April like that kind of changes, and not even to mention what they've done with Donatello. It sounds like Donnie's either a girl or maybe a trans turtle.
See, I thought she was a girl at first.
Yeah.
I thought it was a girl at first. I saw her. I was like,
I
oh
can't tell for
no.
sure based off the because they are so young. It's a little
Mhm.
hard to tell, but based off the voice and everything, I think it's looking like Donnie's either gender swapped or trans or something.
I
I don't
thought
know.
I thought it was a girl, and I was actually
Yeah.
more mad about that at first than like about the
Yeah.
April thing, because I was like,
Same.
did they just like just swap the turtles? Because that's bullshit. But like, I can't confirm it yet, so I can't be
Right.
like, oh yeah, it's like it's not
Yeah.
a yeah, Donatella. This is all bad, guys. It's all bad. Rogan added that negative reviews feel like a very personal rejection that doesn't feel constructive, but concedes that in the grand scale of things, that aren't they that bad. And he gotten much better in dealing with harsh criticism. Good, because you're getting some right now. When I was younger, I really did not have as much perspective as I do. Rogan said, now I do not carry it with me as much as I used to. Oh, so he doesn't give a fuck anymore. He's just like, whatever,
Oh.
whatever, fuckheads. I'll just keep destroying your shit. That was my Seth Rogen.
Yep.
It didn't go
That was
well.
great.
What's it called? Okay, recently. Oh my God! Look, the article's bringing it up. Recently,
Oh.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania script Jeff Loveness described feeling despondent and really sad after the film's negative reaction, but star Jonathan Majors added his own perspective, saying, critics, it's just people, they have an opinion. You always have an opinion. I'm no fool. I know these people, these are people writing it. Majors added the artists and the filmmakers that made these movies invested years sometimes into 2 hours and 15 minutes. And you'll see, I'm not saying to be nice. I'm just saying understand it's a real transaction that's happening when you put pen to paper, you know what? That's fine. And there's an old Seinfeld joke that goes, when somebody was making fun of Bette Midler because she was on one of the episodes, and Bette Midler goes, get some talent and then mouth off. And in some respects, I understand that and I agree with it because everybody can be a critic, right?
Right.
But at the same time, it's like that's what fandom is, like, especially when you make superhero stuff like you did with the Green Hornet, or if you make TMNT stuff with big, giant, massive names. You're going to get fans, and the word fan comes from the word fanatic. People are fanatic about what they love, and they will, rip you to freaking shreds if you don't do it justice. And maybe that's a good thing, because in that way you can kind of learn and then move on.
And we've seen how much things have changed with a lot of things we love, and like my example, Tomb Raider, seeing how much it has drastically been transformed and unrecognizable. It's to the point now where I tell people, if you're a fan of something, you don't like how it's being portrayed, I don't care how people want to call you this, that, or the other, and they want to call you names or act like you're a terrible person for having your criticisms, let them be known and gatekeep the things you love, because otherwise, before you know it, you won't even be able to recognize it anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Star Trek. And I know everyone's saying Star Trek Picard season 3 is really good and you should check it out. But honestly, like, I haven't really been able to go back because I'm kind of like, it's the same shit. The agenda is still the same. I mean, I saw this thing recently where, Captain Kirk was not present on the new Paramount Plus photo for Star Trek. They got freaking Michael Burnham front and center. This should be Captain Kirk. Without Captain Kirk, there is no Star Trek. What the fuck is this? You got this fucking thing and no Captain Kirk. What even is that? I don't even know what this is.
I don't even know.
You got the fucking animated one. And you don't have Captain Kirk. I mean, this is just ridiculous. And this is part of the reason I feel like that mentality is still there at Paramount, and everyone thinks it's gonna be like different now. And I don't think it's gonna be any different, man. I don't know. I don't know if I want to get invested in something that I know is still being destroyed. I don't know. It's just crazy. Okay. Earlier tonight, I said we were gonna talk about this dragon person.
Oh yeah.
And we will in a second. But before we do, I also wanted to get your thoughts on the new Little Mermaid poster, because it dropped. Here it is.
To me, it's dull. It's just everything is so muted. There's nothing in this image is popping at all.
I thought it was gonna be like Zack Snyder's Little Mermaid. I was like,
right,
what the
what
is this? Like, it's so bland and just dull and dark and dreary, and it, like,
I think if they wanted to do like that old school Little Mermaid story where it actually was really dark,
yeah, like the Hans Christian Andersen version. Yeah.
Okay, then go for it. But Disney's Little Mermaid, this just is not given that.
Oh my God, there's a kitty over there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at kitty.
That's my
cat.
Coltrane.
Oh, hi. Oh, he's looking at us. Oh, he's so fat.
He is, my goodness. I have like tried so hard to get him on a diet, but he gets very angry.
Aw.
He
Okay,
demands
here's
more
the.
food.
You're gonna get angry now. You're gonna get
Okay.
really angry because you're gonna be like, "What the is this? Like, why are you even showing me this shit? You know what the?" But I couldn't like. I was sitting here because we're sitting here like talking about kinks, right? Like, I mean, this has to be a kink. Like, this has to be some sort of weird addiction. I can't believe people do this to themselves. This is what we're talking about when we talk about like just kinks going to the extreme. This is the extreme of it. This is the end result. I can't even understand how people afford this kind of shit. This person is an actual person.
Oh my.
They're trying to turn into a dragon.
Oh, wow.
Here it is.
If you see the pattern of what's going on, there's several stages of evolution. So my transformation is a metamorphosis, and I will reach the end stage as a full dragon when I have all my procedures completed, including a penectomy, which is coming and it's coming off, because I'm not going to get I'm just going to get a penectomy. So I will be a genderless dragon. That's what dragons are. If you see the pattern of what's going on.
Oh, oh my goodness. Wow. I feel like in the, I want to say like early 2000s, maybe even the 90s, I do remember someone trying to look like a lizard before and getting their whole body tattooed green, the split tongue. So
I
that
remember
kind
that.
of weirdness, but I don't remember any penectomy being involved. I feel like things have just gotten even more weird because why would he need that? Why would he need the penectomy? It's already weird enough. I mean, oh man, I don't even.
You're like, I don't know. Why are you showing me this?
This is just pure mutilation for no reason. What is the reason?
This is so messed up. This is what I'm saying. The reason I think is that this is the extreme, right? Like we're going like this. It's talking about transitioning from human to dragon. Now, I find it interesting because, like, back in the day, we talked about David Icke, and he talked about, lizard people. David Icke talked about lizard people all the time. And this is going into like this whole idea of, it's very, very, what's the word? Like conspiracy theory oriented stuff, right? But look at this dude. This does not look like a lizard person. I mean, it does. Looks, the agenda was pretty fucking clear if this was the end result.
Yeah, and
shit.
I can't tell what's going on there. I think some people are confused in the comments, like, is that a woman because there's some boobs there in the I don't know, halter top, but I think that's just because he's fat. I don't know.
Dude, I thought it was a woman too because it kind of sounded like a woman,
right? But he said
when I have all my procedures completed, including
yeah, he does.
Sounds like a woman,
like a smoker woman or something.
This, I don't know what this is,
but if he's gotta get a whatever penectomy, then yeah, I don't know, man.
Holy
that is
fuck.
Disturbing.
It's extremely disturbing. This is where we're going, though. This is the extremeness of where things are headed, and I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's like, does he have friends or family or anybody?
I don't think they give a fuck.
Just be like, man, that reminds me of this one dude who was identifying as a tiger, I believe, and he like screwed on these little metal whiskers and everything. What? And the way he was petting his cat was just really eerie. It was like, oh no, that poor cat is probably seen horrors beyond our belief.
No! Oh, dude, that reminds me of, I don't know if you've ever seen the show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, I have before, but not all of them.
Okay, well, there's one episode where one of the dudes, his girlfriend, oh my god, and we're like talking about fucking cats, and look who shows up, fucking Shane Davis. But I'm gonna get to your super chat in a second there, Shane. But and Raider, thank you so much for the $50 just to put the shocked face. I was
Yeah.
like this too when I was seeing it, like holy shit. But like there was this episode where one of the main characters, the dude, his ex-wife comes to hit him up for like alimony, or like she's taking like alimony money from him so that she can transition into a cat because she like loves cats so much. And so she was like taking his money to like transition into a cat. And this was like a whole thing. This was years ago that they did this.
Wow.
And I can't believe we're here now.
Yeah, man. Things have just gotten insane.
It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Okay, Shane, what did you say? Shane, thank you for the $5. Why is Joe angry and calling us racists? We kind of already answered this earlier, but basically, I mean, long story short, he's a dick. Like, yeah, I mean that. There you go. Right, Melanie?
He thought he
you
could get
agree?
some. I think he thought he could get some Twitter likes for that, and it backfired on him.
Yeah.
And
he
what
wanted
happened?
clout.
Like, and he's like, "Oh, I noticed an unusual amount of downvotes on my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video. This must be Eric July's fault." And sending his fans to downvote me. And I went to his video just to see, and people in his comments are saying, "Dude, this is nobody's fault but yours. We are your fans, and we're downvoting you. We just this is an L take, and we don't like it." It's like it's his own audience, and he just for some reason cannot connect the dots there.
That's crazy. Debate Angry Joe. Somebody's like, debate Angry Joe. This is my answer to that.
How about no?
Matterhorn for 5. Don't know if this is y'all's game, but Sons of the Forest could be a fun co-op for ladies game night. Yes, this is definitely being considered. This is definitely one option. But we're gonna talk because we have things to talk about. 200 Watt Studios for 2. Talk about Ice on the Wings. Oh God, it's about the claim person. Kryptonian Jedi for 2. Sons of the Forest allows up to 8 players. Wow. Okay, so we can definitely play with as and them. That'll be fun. Actually, that might be really fun. Then we got Deranged Lunatic, aka DL, for $1.99. Melanie, when are you going to stream on Twitch again?
I'll be live again this week. I've taken a few days off, but I'll be back.
There you go. Push-ups, thank you for the 2. Exactly. We're not fucking Taliban. That was about the other thing we were talking about. Crash Mundo, thank you for the 5. I'm betting that Christian woman caught her husband doing things with Blair's selfie was on the computer screen. Oh my God.
I'm just like, oh gosh, it's just been such a tough one for me to take because I feel bad. Like I don't ever want to go after like fellow Christian. Yeah. And so it's just it's
stay out of it.
Tough seeing all that. It's been tough. Well, I think she's going about it wrong, and I'm not going to attack her and her intentions because I don't know, but I do disagree with her execution at least. Yeah,
I would just stay out of it.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
No, whatever, man. You don't have to comment on everything. That's one of the things that I've learned. Like that's why when people were like, "Why aren't you calling out the race swap?" I was like, "I don't have to comment on everything. Like I'm fine with my stance so far. Like it's okay.
Yeah,
not every battle is a battle. Like
yes."
Here we go. Next super chat. Thank you, Crash Mundo. And then we got Aaron Williams for 5. Seth just needs to eat a steak and lift some weights.
That is true. That's advice I'd give to almost any dude, especially.
He needs to stop being a little bitch. I'm so disappointed because Seth Rogen is literally like from my town. Like he's from my town. He's in Vancouver. Really? Yeah. Like, I was a huge fan. Like, you don't understand. I was a huge fan of Seth Rogen.
Right.
And I am so disappointed with the way things went because Seth used to be really cool. Like Seth used to be a really cool guy. Him and his wife used to do really cool. Like they were just a really cool couple. They would do really good things. They would do stuff for charities. They would do stuff for a lot of people. What happened to his wife was crazy. Like his story is nuts, but I mean, clearly he's gone through like a lot of things, and I think
Yeah.
some of it like mentally scarred him clearly because he's just not the same anymore. I don't know. He's just not the same person.
Right.
Demogenite for 2. Hey, Demogenite, good to see you. Hey, Nina, great to see you two lovely ladies rocking. Thank you. And Demogenite is a pimp, and he appreciates women a lot. So on International Women's Day, I really appreciate Demogenite's appreciation of women. Demogenite knows more about boobs than anyone I've ever met in my life.
Wow.
He literally knows like the names, like the medical names of like breast tissue. I was like, how do
Whoa.
you know this shit? He's like, I like boobs. I'm still amazed about that, Demogenite. Okay, let me push ups. Thank you for the $2. Says Mel, should all pickles be replaced with bacon?
I'm going to say replacing just about anything with bacon is always good, but I'm not going to lie, pickles are amazing. So, man, pickles are so good.
Pickles are so good, and they're good for you
Yeah.
because they're a natural source of electrolytes.
That's
So,
true. Good
they're really
electrolytes
good.
and pickle juice. I used
Mhm.
to drink so much pickle juice.
I
When
love
I was a kid, I would just like drink the pickle juice out of the jar. I love it.
pickles and pickle juice is good shit.
Yeah.
Bird up for 5. When asked about how he felt about TMNT criticism, Seth responded, I'm stoned. I'm stoned. I can't do the laugh. I try, but my voice doesn't get that deep. Push-ups for 2. Monday was 10th anniversary of Tomb Raider reboot.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh, you don't like that. You don't like the reboot. That's right. I mean, I'm not a fan either. But wait, which reboot? Because there's been like so many.
I mean, yeah, technically there's been 2, but the most like 2013 game that
Oh, that okay.
reboot, yeah, the Survivor era.
I don't like that one. I don't like that.
Mm-mm.
Me.
I think as its own thing, like if they would have just made their own property, made their own title, their own character names, all that as a separate thing, I would enjoy it. But it's just not Tomb Raider, and it will not ever replace Tomb Raider for me.
I really like the movie. Like
I think that the movie was way better than the game. It told the story better than the game did. With the Alicia Vikander, she did a lot more of a confident, like more classic in personality Lara Croft than Lara was in the actual game.
I was impressed with that actually, because I was thinking she's gonna suck. Like I went into that thinking, oh, this is gonna be terrible.
Well, let's be honest, like she doesn't have the Lara Croft body type or anything, and so. But she actually pulled off in personality. She did great with that, and she is a beautiful woman. So
yeah, and she was like, because like she had pretty big shoes to fill with regards to like Angelina Jolie, like because Angelina Jolie's like Tomb Raider fucking rocked, like that shit. Killed. Like that was really good.
And it's funny because Angelina Jolie actually hated Lara Croft.
Really? I didn't know that.
Not like the character. She was like, oh, this is just a sex object type. That was her attitude. It was so insufferable to hear her talk about an interview. She didn't even want to do it at first. And then even after the second movie, she had a lot of resentment and would not even want to talk about Tomb Raider at all. It's only until fairly recent that she talked about it again. She hated Lara Croft. But it just so happens that Lara Croft and her are basically the same person. And that is why she pulled off such an amazing Lara Croft. Because it wasn't for her actually being a fan or doing her research necessarily. It was just, she just happens to just basically be Lara Croft.
That's hilarious. That's so interesting.
Yeah, so it's just like when I see, I feel like she is the IRL just Lara Croft. She is Lara Croft, but it's just hilarious.
So interesting.
She didn't even like her.
Push-ups for 2. Little Mermaid is to Nina what Tomb Raider is to Mel. This is true.
Oh,
For
so you're
sure.
like a really big Little Mermaid fan?
Yeah,
That's
because
cool.
well, Little Mermaid was like my very first color movie ever that I saw in
Oh,
Iran
okay.
on like a color TV.
Yeah.
So I risked my life for Little Mermaid in Iran to even watch that shit, like Disney movies. Especially Little Mermaid because The Little Mermaid is my favorite Disney movie ever.
Mhm.
But yeah, so this is true. This is very true. This is a true comment. I can understand.
Nice.
I understand this. I can relate to this. That's why I will not be watching the new Disney live
Yeah.
action. Of that. It's gonna be an abomination, and I just can't. Crash Mundo for 5. This is a simulation theory gone awry. People are literally trying to create their own custom avatar skins in real life. Yeah, he's talking about the dragon dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the dragon lady.
Oh.
Oh no, did it oh no, wait, it said
He
it
said
didn't
he
want to have a penis at all. It
Yeah,
said
so
it
he's
was gonna
getting
be like
removed, so
asexual.
mhm.
So then what do I call that? It?
At points like that, though, I start to think, obviously, it's awful he's mutilating his body, but because he's into such weird degeneracy, at least he can't hurt anybody in that way.
That's also true. That's also true.
Hopefully, it just removes any ounce of sex drive he may have had, and he can just be weird off to himself in his own asexual universe.
Dude, you know what's so weird is when you said that thing about the lizard person, like before this person,
Right.
there was another person. I saw an article about that person, I think, or maybe it wasn't that person, but there was another article about one of these people, like one of these weirdo lizard looking whatevers, or like some dude that looked like a demon or something. And it
Yeah.
was like, it was teaching, like, it was a teacher and I was going to school and I was like, it was a kindergarten teacher. And I was like,
What?
like the article was like, this person like scarred like these kindergarten teachers or these kindergarten kids or whatever at school. Oh my God, what is it? Like, how would I even look this up? Demon looking guy, kindergarten kids. It was a crazy story. Yeah, there he is.
Ooh.
There he is. A guy lost his kindergarten teaching job over looking like a demon. Here he is. This is like real shit. Like people are doing this now. A guy lost his kindergarten teaching job over tattoos and surgically black eyes. That's what he looked like.
Oh, he does look so familiar. I feel like I have seen him before.
Wait, why won't you zoom in?
Oh my goodness. Yes, I think I've seen this weirdo before.
This dude was a freaking kindergarten teacher. Like that is weird, man.
That's very weird. It's like why is it that some of these really depraved individuals like to be teachers and stuff? Like to be around kids. It's because
it's like I think it's the innocence that they want to
I
like
guess so,
drown out. This is as close as demon and hell as you're going to get. Like this is fucking nuts. It's like hell on earth. Low camera, thank you so much for the toonie. Hope you're doing well. A skunk sprayed me today. Fuck my life. Oh no.
Oh my. I remember, well, I don't remember if it was on PBS or something like that as a kid, but if you bathe in tomato sauce, that's supposed to help get skunk smell off of you.
I've heard tomato sauce gets bad smells out. Actually, that was another Seinfeld reference when they sat in the BO car and then like she went to the smell went into Elaine's hair and then she went to the hair salon and the guy was like, in the end, tomato sauce. Like if all else fails, tomato sauce. And she's like, sauce me.
It's true though. It will get rid of those weird smells.
That's so great. You know what's so funny is I actually really love a skunk smell.
Really?
Yeah, because I like pot and it smells like pot. So like I like the skunk smell. So a lot of people will be like, oh, it smells like skunk. And I'm like, it smells like skunk. And then, but getting sprayed directly by a skunk, that's extreme. So it's like, ooh. That sucks. I'm sorry that happened to you. Dan Halen for 5. Best hangover cure. Take a big swig of pickle juice and drink a pint of water after a night out. Haven't had a hangover since I started doing that. Yep.
Oh,
This is true because it's a big giant load of electrolytes that you're taking in.
yeah.
So that's fine.
Okay.
It's very good. It's very good stuff. Also, eat a banana. I know
Ooh.
it's weird, but vitamin D helps with a hangover.
Mhm.
Matterhorn for 2, thank you. Has Mel seen your Laura cosplay?
I
You ever
have.
seen it?
It's so good. I loved
Thank
it.
you. Yeah, it
Mhm.
was not the classic one, but
Right,
it
that was
still
more
was
of
good.
like Legend era, which
Yeah.
to me, I think aesthetically speaking, Legend era was great. Visually, Lara's style, her outfits, so good.
She's still hot. Like
Oh yeah, she
as
looked
long as she's
amazing.
hot, like I'm fine with it. It's like when you showed me
Right.
that weird statue where she looked like a man, I was like,
Yeah.
no. Like I like that makes me angry.
Mhm.
Here, let's look at something weird. This is not so weird, like giving you nightmares, but this isn't a fashion show. It says, on what
Oh.
occasion would you wear this? What is that? Like what?
Is a bunch of needles maybe, or I can't tell if they're lit up. Oh my, that is
They are lit up. It's like those old school lamps. Remember the ones that like you could run your hand through? I was
Yeah.
obsessed with those. What the frig?
Wow, that is something. It's just like, what is the point? What is the purpose? Because like I thought fashion shows were supposed to be about, oh, here's an outfit that you're gonna see and you might want to buy it. Oh, but no, that's
I like I can never understand this shit. Like I'm always like, okay, well at least it doesn't look like a demon.
true.
It looks like a jellyfish. Like okay, it's like the jellyfish look. Like
Yeah.
I'm fine with that as long as it doesn't look like a freaking demon or a devil or something.
Mhm.
She's dressed as COVID-19. That's funny.
Oh
Oh my
wow.
god, that's good. Yeah, it does look kind of like that. That's
Yeah.
funny. That's funny. Oh my god, somebody else says dandelion. That's good.
That is good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. Oh my god. Okay, let me see what else I had to show you. We talked about so much stuff.
Mhm.
I think we're gonna stop here because this is pretty good, but we can't leave the chat with insanity
Yeah.
because
True.
that was like what the fuck, right? So let's cleanse the palate with some stuff that I usually check out on Infinite Hope
Mhm.
because we can't leave people like having nightmares. So
I
here's
agree.
a kitty and a turtle,
Aw.
and they're just hanging out. Oh my god, there's several
Give me that
turtles.
lettuce.
My cat loves
Aw.
lettuce.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
my cat will like go crazy, just like that. The freaking turtle, she'll be like, "What? Give me that fucking lettuce."
Man, that turtle is about it.
My cat would be the turtle.
Oh,
my
it's
gosh,
so
so
cute.
cute.
And there's some more turtle, like a big stuffed animal turtle, and then there's
Yep.
another little turtle, real turtle back there.
There's a little
Aw.
turtle. Wait, is that a stuffed animal or is that a real
I think
turtle?
that's a stuffed animal. I think. I can't, or maybe it
No,
is
it's
real.
real. It's
Is
moving.
it? Huh?
He's a
I thought that was
tortoise.
a stuffed animal. Oh my goodness, they have a huge tortoise back there.
Like moving his head a little bit. It was so cute.
I saw this one dude on TikTok who has a pet turtle, and he has like, and it's not even that big. It's like a little sea turtle, or I think it was maybe it was a like a painted turtle, whatever. I don't know, but he had like a little kiddie pool that he kept in his house for that turtle. And he would get home from work. That thing would get out of the pool and just get its way up to the door, wiggle its way up to greet him.
Oh my god, that's so
It was the
cute. Oh my
cutest
god. You know
thing.
what? Now I have to show you this thing because I covered this thing on Infinite Hope last week,
Mhm.
but it was so fucking cool that I have to show you this because that reminds me of this, like what you just said. We have to watch this now.
Okay.
Because this is fucking amazing. I was so impressed with this guy's ingenuity. And this is why TikTok is not always a bad thing.
So I made him a house.
Wait. I hate when they do that.
Oh
Every-
yeah, when it doesn't play at the beginning.
So now I'm gonna get totally claimed on this because of the music, but I don't even care.
Okay.
We're watching this. Let's go.
I noticed there was a frog living in our fence. So I made him a house.
A Lego house.
Oh, what happened? No.
Oh, he hates it. Oh,
He didn't like it.
He needs easier access. Patio, needs water. We have really good ideas. So we started on V2, busted out these walls, added a patio, increased rivet amplification, and introduced additional arm comfort. Also, the people named him Froderick.
Roderick.
We printed it, ripped off this garbage, and installed V2. And now it was a pool. He needs a pool. Do you want to see that? Yeah. So we made a pool with plants and this infinity edge waterfall. And Project liked it.
Wow.
Even had a finger.
He's got
And
an
now
infinity
it
pool.
was perfect. Awesome. Without knowing the system's intentions, we built Froderick an emergency cave. Then Frod, he's called Frod now.
Well, he
Cool.
survived the
The
encounter.
pool party. All the frogs were there.
I
But then-
saw the babes there.
Use the escape cave, Frods. Use the cave.
Oh my.
He's just thirsty for some
Oh.
frog food. So Possum turned out to be a friend, and the people named him King Julian. King Julian. So now the house was perfect. He needs a bug light. Then we started on the bug attractor. After lots of designs, we ended up with this spaceship. We
Whoa.
also added this pond. And then this happened. Awkward. Then we had eggs. And then tadpoles. So we added a tadpole ramp. And then there were baby frogs everywhere. All frogs are now called frogs now. Frogs. Then it turned out there was also a pregnant female possum. We named her Queen Julia. She had the baby. We named him Mort. Now there's a live stream where Mort and QJ have dinner each night with their hands. And then we made Frod House V3. And that's it. That's how Frod went from this to this.
That is the cutest.
Isn't that so cool? I love how like the
Aw.
fucking possum wasn't evil and like
Yeah.
had its own family and now they're all just hanging out. Like I was like, this is better than a Disney movie. Like
For real.
it was so cool.
Oh, that's so cute. Wholesome.
Jer Rare Bear for 5. It's a shame Seth Rogen's voicing Donkey Kong and Mario Kong, Mario movie. Donkey Kong is not meant to be a little wuss. This is
I
true.
feel yeah. Yeah.
But I'm also like really not a fan of I'm like I love Chris Pratt,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not a fan of Chris Pratt as Mario's voice. Like I think
Yeah,
it was a missed opportunity that they didn't get the actual voice of Mario.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear like woohoo, like I wanted to
Yeah.
hear it's a me, Mario. Like you gotta hear that shit. I mean, Chris Pratt didn't even try. Like it's his own voice.
I know. I do feel like he just used so much of his own voice. It's yeah.
Like
so
if he at
disappointing.
least did that, like if he at least tried to be like, that high pitched, like it's a me, Mario. Like, and I guess they didn't want to do that because it's not politically
Right.
correct. Like you're not supposed to have like an Italian accent or whatever. But like it's freaking blasphemy for me because I used to work for Mario, like literally,
Uh-huh.
like
Oh,
Nintendo.
wow.
And he was my boss and I loved him.
Yeah.
Low Cameron, thank you for the 5. A friend of mine is getting tomato juice for me. Hope it works.
Nice.
Was gonna get it myself, but I went outside and at least 2 people told me I
Oh.
stink. Oh no.
Oh no.
Poor thing. That sucks.
What a good friend you have to get
Yeah.
that for you.
Definitely. I hope it goes away. Keep me posted for next week.
Yeah, I want to know what happened.
Oh my God, Melanie, it's been so fun to talk to you tonight. Thank you for coming on. Is there anything you got that you want to plug before we go?
Just my YouTube channel at MelonieMacGoBoom and my streams at twitch.tv/MelonieMac.
Yay! And her links are in the description
Yay.
down below. Definitely check it out. Thank you, Aaron, for the super chat for $5. Great show, ladies. Nina and Melanie, you guys are amazing. Have a good night. Thank you, Aaron. You too. And we got another one for $25. Thank you. That is so generous of you. Tom Barry Massa, thank you for the 25. Thanks for the great stream, Nina. And Tomb Raider Girl, too. Thank you. Now, everybody, please go watch my new video that I dropped about the crazy civil war going on in New York Times. And please, guys, leave a comment because that will help the algorithm pick up the stuff. Leave a like, leave a comment. Even if you don't watch the whole video, that's okay. Just leave a comment. Tell me how your day went or something for the algorithm. You guys are amazing. And you're good, Melanie. You plugged all your wares.
Mm-hmm.
Check out her Twitch channel. She's gonna be playing Hogwarts Legacy. I'm gonna be playing Hogwarts Legacy. I'm gonna finish that game soon. Is the last thing I do. I'm not gonna spend any more time picking up random shit. I'm gonna freaking go play this game. Not tonight though. I'm out tonight. But oh wait, did I miss one more? No, that's it. I got that one. Thank you, Aaron. Again, you guys are amazing. And of course, check out Infinite Hope on Friday for some good news, like that frog video we just watched. Friday at 2 Eastern. It's cute animals. Curtis, you're the best. Everybody, you guys, chat, you're amazing. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting us on International Women's Day. Extra thank you to the people who sent super chats. If you became a member, you sent memberships. Thank you. Mods, you're awesome. Thank you for modding. Thank you, Grumpy. Thank you, everybody out there for watching and hanging out with us tonight. Until next time, you guys, have a good one. See you later. Bye.